Hello everyone, my name's Claire Varley and welcome back to the home of EDFL Web TV, the Pascoe Vale Hotel. We'll be coming to you weekly on the EDFL YouTube channel. This season we'll be visiting clubs, so if your club has a significant event coming up, contact us via our social media networks. This week EDFL Web TV has been visiting another of our clubs, so let's throw to Pellizzeri and see what's going on.
Thanks, Claire. Yes, we're here at the Tullamarine Football Club, and Adam and Dave, Tulla training behind us here, looking forward to a big week in Essendon Ford Division 1. That's our broadcast game. They head over to West Meadows to take on the Tigers, and we'll get to that game in a moment, but we need to start with Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division. We're one game shy due to the Good Friday clash, which was moved from round one to the start of the season, and it's left us with four reasonably lopsided games here with a clear favourite and a clear underdog. So rather than get your tips, I'm going to put you two on duty to get me an upset here and try and find me a surprise winner. Greenvale Airport West, Greenvale a clear favourite there. Pascoe Vale unbackable against the Northern Saints. Aberfeldy a very warm favourite against Maribyrnong Park. And Avondale Heights, in spite of them being winless, still you would think on paper match up reasonably well against West Coburg. Adam, which one do you think is the most likely to have an upset result this weekend?
Hard to believe considering they kicked only 2 goals on Sunday, Tayo, but I think West Coburg are a big show against Avondale Heights, who have fallen away extremely dramatically. None of us could have predicted that. I think this will be a much closer game than perhaps a lot of people think. We'll see just how full strength Avondale Heights is, whether they do start dropping a couple of non-performers and giving some younger blokes in the twos a go. So we will see if that evens up the matchups. But I think West Coburg are a big show. Still tipping Avondale Heights, but for mine, West Coburg's the roughie.
Wow. Well, Avondale Heights have only kicked. West Coburg have only kicked 4 goals in the last 2 weeks. I think they've only kicked 1 goal to half time in the last 2 weeks, and even after playing against Greenvale and trying to work on some things that were exposed, Aberfeldy came out and beat them just as badly. So it's a brave pick, but Dave, which way are you leaning? Where can you see an upset coming, if there is one coming in Premier League this weekend?
Yeah, look, I don't think that there is an upset coming, but I'll go for Maribyrnong Park over Aberfeldy, just based on the mindset of Aberfeldy. Sometimes we see them in cruise control a few times, but we haven't seen them too much this year, so it's probably maybe they've transcended that and they are mentally switched on every week.
Well, Maribyrnong Park, Adam, obviously conceding 180 points to Greenvale. They were well down at three-quarter time, and then Greenvale went on with the job with 10 more goals in the last quarter. You said that Greenvale were going to do a number on Marby. I was a little bit more optimistic about Marby's prospects in that game. So, based on what we've heard, do you think Marby are going to stay close with Aberfeldy here, or could this be another steamroller performance here from the obviously very warm premiership contender in Aberfeldy?
I'm with Dave. Depends if Good Abbas wants to turn up. They've turned up on 4 occasions so far this year. If they decide to have a downer, then maybe Marby are a sneaky chance. But I've got a lot of doubt about the depth down at Marby at the moment. And like we said, they've conceded a lot of goals in the last 2 weeks. So I don't think they can run with Aberfeldy. It's all in Abba's hands. If they decide to rock up and go at about 80-90%, then they should win.
All right, let's move on to Essendon Ford Division 1, and this is the round that we can get our teeth stuck into the games here. No Hillside, Taylors Lakes or East Keilor on the field this weekend due to the bye and also the Good Friday clash. Let's start with our radio game on Northwest FM 98.9 and streaming on the EDFL team app, and it is West Meadows taking on Tullamarine. And the interesting fact about this one is at three-quarter time of the corresponding game last year, West Meadows' score was 0-0-0. So while people might think we're crazy for choosing this as the radio game, perhaps it's a reflection of the fact that Tullamarine have come back a little bit, West Meadows have improved a lot, but is this one going to be the closest game of the weekend?
Can we reveal our guest special comments man, or are we saving that one for later, Tayo?
Let's just say he might have played more than 400 games. I think that should be enough to give it away, just in case it falls through. But yes, as far as we know, we will have the living legend, Andrew Tank McLean on broadcast with us at the weekend. And
that'll just make it an even better occasion for us commentators, because I love going out to West Meadows, and I just love doing Essendon Ford Division 1 games, Tayo. It's such an amazing division, and we had a great game 2 weeks ago. Hopefully this one can live up to the billing as well. But I want to say this quietly, I think West Meadows should get up.
Well, Dave, if West Meadows were to win, the top four might start breaking away from the chasing pack. It wouldn't necessarily be the best result for the neutral here, because we're starting to see just a little bit of a divide. The elastic is starting to stretch between the top four and the bottom five. Who do you think is going to win this weekend?
I think it'll be close, Taylor. I think that Tullamarine have shown that they've gone with Craigieburn, and we know that Craigieburn are the real deal. They knocked off due to Stars, so I think that Tullamarine are in with a chance, but I'm going to point my head this way, away from the crowd, and say West Meadows as well.
All right, let's move on to Craigieburn versus Oak Park. This just as easily could have been the broadcast game. It is up at Highgate Reserve. I wonder if that might be a factor for leg speed and also who has got the outside run. But Oak Park, I think they might be the one team in the division that actually has the tall defenders to put on the cloaks. They've got Fawkes and Kelly, who are new recruits that have come into the team. Whether they want to dedicate them to playing both as defenders or whether they want one rucking might be another story, but I don't know. I think the one way to beat Craigieburn is to win the midfield battle, drag the cloaks up the ground and get them away from goal. It's probably likely that if you lose the midfield battle to Craigieburn, the cloaks are going to be returning 10-odd goals, which is exactly what they did with Cameron kicking 7 and Jason 3 last weekend.
Yeah, really tough challenge for Oak Park, and hopefully they stand up to it, Teo, because I'm really looking forward to this game as well. Someone's going to be undefeated after this weekend, and I can't wait to see the scores coming out of this one. I still think, though, Craigieburn have a bit too much quality on the park. I don't know if Oak Park can match them in that department, but hopefully it is going to be a great game up at Highgate.
Dave, both of these two teams have had their down times in games, both against East Keilor, funnily enough, where they had to labour to win. But what do you make of this? Craigieburn versus Oak Park, who are you tipping and why?
Look, I think I'm going to tick Craigieburn. I think they got a lot of confidence out of the fact that the comeback against due to Stars was really inspired by a resurgence in the midfield. I think that there's been a lot of talk about the cloaks, but I really think that the midfield stepped up and that gave the entire side confidence. Oak Park, geez, it'd be great if they could get over the line. They're a side on the mend and they're really challenging some sides this week, but hopefully a close game, but I think Craigieburn will get the goods.
And the other game in Essendon 4 Division 1 this weekend, it's the grudge match. It's Glenroy taking on Essendon due to Stars, and there's been a bit of scuttlebutt, or malarkey if you will, about a gentleman's agreement that Aaron Kite and Lachlan Ronaldson won't play in the game. Now, as a league representative, it's important for me to come out here and say that if Essendon due to Stars want to play Lachlan Ronaldson and also Aaron Kite, they are more than entitled to do so as per the written rules. However, I do believe that they won't be playing due to a gentleman's agreement between the two clubs, which does it bring Dooders back to the pack enough for Glenroy to try and pick up their first win of the season?
No,
Dave,
Essendon due to Stars will still win.
Dave, your thoughts?
Look, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's really honourable and credit to both sides if that does occur.
I'm not sure we want to condone it. I think adding complex handshake clauses to conventional transfers, it's the sort of grey area that this very case has been testing everyone with for a number of months now. In future, hopefully, we'll have a clear-cut case of contracts and players out of contract and clearances and availability, and maybe this will be the last great saga we have as a league to go through.
But that didn't happen, obviously, in the pre-season. So if it ends amicably this Saturday, well, then I feel that that's a good result, personally, Taylor.
I think amicable might be a word not too frequently used in relation to this game, but hopefully it is played in good spirits, and also it is two fan bases willing to get along as well on the sidelines this week. Let's move on to Strathmore Community Bank Division 2, and the main game is Jacana against Keilor Park, guys, because Keilor Park are zipping 4. They're losing touch with the top 4, and they might already be out of chances. To be fair to them, they haven't played either of the two new teams yet, the two expansion sides, but they have fallen well short of the 4 that they have played. I caught about a quarter and a half of this. Basically, Moonee Valley were able to keep Keilor Park at a safe arm's-length margin throughout the course of the game, and I just think there's a lack of depth of talent at Keilor Park in order to challenge some of the better sides. But Jacana coming off a good win. Keilor Park are desperate for their first win of the season. Which way do you see this one going?
I think Jacana wins this game, Teo. The Kings of Broadmeadows right now, and they're going to build on that momentum after that win against Roxy. And the thing about Keilor Park is they're lacking match winners, and that's including the inclusion of Fab Delizio, who keeps kicking goals every week. But I just can't see any players on that list that are going to grab a game by the scruff of the neck and actually lift these boys over the line. Apart from Fabi and a couple others, I just can't see it happening right now.
And Dave, Jacana on a high, Keilor Park in desperate need of a win. Which way do you see this one going?
You mentioned Fabi. I think he's leading the goal kicking this season, and Jacana kicked 9 goals on the weekend. So maybe they're a chance, Keilor Park, but. Look, I think momentum's a big thing, and I think that Jacana will get the win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jacana as well. I've tipped Keilor Park the last 2 weeks, trying to sniff an upset with no joy, and I'm going with the Jags for this one. All right, some quick picks here. Moonee Valley taking on Coburg Districts. It's a form team against a very out-of-form Coburg Districts team, maybe not living up to the pre-season expectations. Adam, will it be Moonee Valley 5-0, or will Coburg Districts get back on the right track?
For mine, the Valley are the clear second favourite to the Premiership flag race now, and we may have just got it wrong on Coburg Districts, but we'll see. Valley to win this game.
Dave, Valley or Districts?
Well, remember that comment, Chief, that the Valley are the second favourite in Division 2. I'm going to go with Coburg Districts.
East Sunbury, off the back of just their second win in club history after a big first quarter, set them up for a very happy day where their under-18s, reserves and seniors all won on the same day for the first time against Burnside Heights. Well, it gets a whole lot more difficult because they've got Hadfield, and looking at Hadfield's under-18s, looking at Hadfield's depth of talent, looking at Hadfield's seniors, you can only go one way in this one, but give us a rough margin. How close do you think East Sunbury can get? How hard do you think Hadfield will have to work to get the 4 points here?
Well done to the Thunder for getting win number 2 in the club history at senior level. Congratulations. But if if East Sunbury get within 2 figures margin-wise, it's probably a win for them. Hadfield are going to win this game by 100 plus.
Yeah, congratulations to East Sunbury, but good luck this weekend.
And the last game, it is Tahan Rafai's chance to go and put one back over his old side. Of course, he left the Roxburgh Park under-18s to coach Burnside Heights. And it is at Burnside, but the Heights will be smarting after that loss to East Sunbury, and Roxburgh Park are in desperate need of a percentage booster, I should say, in order to get their season back on track after a couple of unexpected losses in a row. So, Adam, give us a margin. Is it going to be triple figures here for Roxy, or do you think that their recent patchy form gives Burnside the opportunity to win a quarter or two here?
No, 100 plus. They need to kick themselves back into form, Roxy, and a bit fearful for the Bears this weekend. Roxy will definitely win this one by 3 figures.
Yeah, probably not a good week for Burnside Heights to get Roxburgh Park, because they'll be out to certainly avenge the recent results.
Well, that's the week coming up, and don't forget to grab hold of the EDFL Team app. It is absolutely free, and we passed 1,000 Team app members during the week, so thank you to all of you for jumping on your iPhones and smartphones and going to either the App Store or Google Play and getting the EDFL Team app. You get the record for free. You also get the matchday broadcast through the live radio button, and you can join us on Saturday for West Meadows versus Tullamarine. It is a grudge match of sorts, of course. Anthony Layden, a former West Meadows coach, going back to his former club, now in charge of Tullamarine, and West Meadows themselves have some scores to settle after, as we mentioned, being held scoreless through the first 3 quarters in the corresponding fixture last season. These two, Adam Saricaoglu and Dave Kennedy, will be on the match broadcast this weekend, so make sure you join us, and myself, Teo Pellizzeri, for all the action. That's it from Tullamarine. They've been great hosts for us here at Leo Dunedin in front of the live audience. We've had a lot of fun, and make sure you click through to the EDFL YouTube channel. There are plenty more videos to watch.
That's the end of this edition of EDFL Web TV. Make sure to check out the EDFL YouTube channel for more videos. I'm Claire Varley, and we'll see you back here at the Pascoe Vale Hotel soon.